Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 for what the acting industry does not tell you. So guys, sit back and relax and enjoy. I hope you learned something from this one.
Next one. So having safe space means prioritizing the safety of an actor natin. Sabi mo, because in the end of the day, we are all humans. We have our emotions and of course, we are important. So, bakit kailangan natin ng safe space? Like, is it unsafe being an actor? Or is the industry not serving us the safe space that we all needed? Like, are we being abused or harassed or something? Or taken advantage
That's
of?
a very tricky question. Okay,
Oopsie.
alright. Okay, so the thing is kasi, the industry here in the Philippines, for so long, a lot of the spaces have been unsafe. Sad to say. And the thing is, it's been a case in a lot of places, not just here in the Philippines. You know, parang that mentality of you gotta do everything to get to that emotional place or to get that result that you want at the expense of the actor's emotional safety or mental health. But as we've learned, you know, when you've established a safe space, your actors feel freer. And so their choices are more interesting. Diba? They're able to offer more choices that you as a director or as an acting teacher may not have thought of. So, yun yung problema. So, right now, there is a movement towards building or creating safer spaces for actors. It's not just me. Angeli Bayani is also a designated Meister teacher, is going for that. Regina De Vera, who did like an intimacy workshop for Virgin Lab Fest, you know, just to help the industry progress more, to keep us up to speed as to the importance of the actors' well-being and mental health. So that's the thing. And now, why is a safe space important? Again, for freedom, and also because yes, it is in a way scary and unsafe. In a way, you take a lot of risk as actors. You're playing with your real emotions here, 'di ba? So kailangan talaga yung emotional safety mo and yung awareness mo of yourself is important. That's why in the US, from what I know, a lot of the acting schools there have a therapist for the students, for the actors, just to make sure that they're okay and they're able to check in. And that's something that I wish could happen in the future here in the Philippines, especially when you're dealing with material that's really heavy and dark. It can be really dangerous, so having a therapist helps. So it can be unsafe, and that's why acting is also not for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of bravery to be able to step in these uncomfortable imaginary circumstances. It takes a lot of bravery to be able to open up our hearts and be vulnerable in front of so many people. So, yun. Yun yung kung bakit important, yung safe space. And I hope that we continue to change the industry so that there are more safe spaces for actors and we're able to create better art in that way then. Becomes a more collaborative space. And it's more fun to go to work when it's like that.
Yes,
You're more inspired.
Yes,
You're more inspired
actually.
to go to
Oh
work.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Actually, when I started with, when I came to Sidelines, totoo yun.
Kaya mo yan, Sophie.
the freedom, I did felt the freedom with Sidelines. Actually, nagulat talaga ako lalo na nung sa auditions technique. Yun talaga yung pinaka-first time ko siyang na-feel. Like, sobrang nagulat ako nun na I get to play with the monologue. Nang with the, parang kami naglalaro.
Yeah, hindi ka dependent sa
Oo,
kung
hindi
ano
dependent
yung
sa-
expectations ng director.
I know,
You know, you're not gonna go for, ano ba yung hinahanap nila? Dapat ganun yung gawin ko. No, you're just like, okay, this is my attack on this piece. Like, these are my choices, regardless of what they're expecting, this is what I'm gonna do. Diba? Which is very empowering.
Empowering siya. At the same time, scary. For me,
Yeah.
for me. Kasi, nasanay kasi ako na directors or teachers would just give me the blueprint of what I have to do with the script. Like, ganito gagawin mo dito, ganyan. So, I'll just follow. I was never given the power to do it on my own. Kaya nung like, first time ko sa sightlines, like SAS with Alex, I was like, I feel naked. There's no instructions. There's nothing to follow. That was, lang yung follow your impulse. What's my impulse? I'm so lost. What's my impulse? Like, legit, that was my feeling way back. But I'm just so glad how things are, with class these days. It's fine. Like, and I felt
And
freedom.
that's how you become like a true artist, because you make your own choices. You're able to offer your own take versus just trying to do what you're told.
Yeah.
Because then when you're dependent on other people. You're not. It's not your own work.
Tama ka dyan. Yeah, may point ka doon. Well, yes, totoo. Hindi, kasi I think dito sa atin, we've been instructed as always. We've always been instructed. We were never given the power to do it our way on how to play things. Yeah, ever since.
Yeah, there are a lot of directors, because I'm not saying all, like there are some who are process-oriented, but from what I know, most of the directors here are very result-oriented and pretty much just tell the actors what they want to do. So it's kind of, it's hard for the actor, what are they able to offer kung ganun. Parang you're just a robot following instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're
That's
just like
how it
a
is.
piece, a chess piece being moved around.
Yes.
You're not able to offer your own artistry and your own take and your creativity. So I hope that more directors learn how to be more process-oriented and collaborative, because then we're able to create better stuff, more interesting things when it's a full collaboration rather than you just telling people what to do. Okay. What's your other question?
This other question is it true that in the industry, actors are being sold?
In what sense?
In what sense?
Yeah.
Like, not just in the Philippines. I've heard a lot of stories from Seoul, even in Taipei, that actors are being sold to higher position ranking in acting companies just to,
that I don't know of.
That
Like
you don't know.
there might be some truth in it, but from my personal experience, I don't know people.
Have you been sold?
No, I haven't been.
Oh, I was trying to be sold before. Like,
Really?
like yung handler ko before.
Oh
She
my
was trying to
gosh.
sell me. But of course, that naive me, like, I don't think this is the safe thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 19. I was
Oh
19.
my goodness, that's terrible.
Yeah, I was 19 that time.
No,
was struggling.
I mean, maybe there is truth in that. I personally, I haven't encountered it. Thank goodness.
You're so lucky.
I avoid
You avoid.
I avoid unsafe spaces. That's why I created sidelines.
Yes.
Created my own safe
There's so
space.
many unsafe.
Yeah. So be careful. Learn to say no. That's another thing. Learn to say no. I know it's so tempting when you're at the beginning stages of your career to say yes to everything, because like you don't know when the next opportunity is gonna come. But learn to say no, because you might, if you compromise yourself, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. And trauma is hard to recover from. Rather than like a work opportunity, there's more work to come. So, and that's my advice.
What are the challenges we face as an actor in the industry? That's my next question.
That's a huge question. There's a lot.
Like, cite some,
There's a lot.
mag-drop ka ng,
As in general or here in the Philippines?
give some in the Philippines and then give some in
Okay.
outside.
Let's go for the Philippines first. So one of the biggest blocks I would say for you to fully pursue it is here in the Philippines, there's the marketability and networking has more weight than what you're able to offer.
Is this the one with the backers?
Mga ganun, like if you're kilala,
Yeah,
or like
oo,
what your
pag kilala
experiences
ka,
are,
oo.
they don't really look at what you're offering right there at the audition room.
Totoo yan.
That's the frustration. So it's harder to get in a way. There are some Filipino actors who have voiced out in articles. I'm not gonna cite them who, look for it. They say na it was easier for them to make a career outside, like in the West End, versus here in the Philippines, because they're more open-minded and experimental with their casting choices. You know, whereas here it's like there's a set checklist of like this is what we're looking for.
Oh my God!
You know, whereas
So, sige.
go lang. So, yun nga, yung parang there's a lack of creativity, you know, when it comes to the vision and being able to, you know, cast someone based on their like raw talent and what they have to offer. Diba? And there's also a lot of like auditions na they invite lang, or sometimes they hold auditions pero pre-casted na pala.
Yeah.
You know, the audition is actually just for marketing purposes. May mga ganun. So it's harder to get in.
Yeah,
And
yung reality show na.
yeah, yun talaga yung mahirap. Parang in order for you to get discovered, really, is for you to build connections, or to, not to say all ha, there are some naman na they would cast someone who's new and like really based on the talent they would cast that person. But for most cases, hindi. Like it's really hard. Like you really need to make connections. But see, even in other countries, there is a level of that too, but not as much. Parang ang difficulty in other countries is, and here din, sobrang dami nag-audition. Diba? Sobrang dami. So, yung general hindrances kapag actor ka is you're always gonna face rejection. That's part of the job. But you need to be aware na that has nothing to do with what you have to offer or your talent. If you think it has something to do with that, keep training. Okay? But if you're constantly training and you're still not getting the job, there are other factors. Like Mark Ruffalo was known for auditioning like more than 100 times and getting rejected more than 100 times before he got discovered. And so it takes a lot of resilience and perseverance to be able to pursue this craft. So that's why I say it's not for everyone. Because you need to have a tough skin and to be able to take rejection and to not take that personally, which is hard. You know?
Been there,
Diba?
done that.
Diba? To not be
Totoo
able to
yan.
take rejection
Oo.
personally.
Yes.
The key to that is when you audition, the audition is the job itself.
Mm-hmm.
The audition is the work already. It's not you applying for the job, it's you showing them what your service is and what you can do. Now, if they wanna acquire your service, then they'll get you. If they don't, it's fine. You've done your job. You've shown them your work. And having that adjustment in your mindset is a huge thing already. So that's how you sort of address that obstacle of facing so many rejections. So you really gotta keep auditioning. Ano pa ba mga challenges? Stability. Finding stability sa job is hard. So I suggest having work outside of acting.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And in general, have life outside of acting.
Oh my gosh.
Because you need to have life outside of acting because that will help your acting. The more life experience you gain, the more you can tap into other circumstances, you know.
Parang
So,
ako yun.
Yeah, yun yung mga
Kailangan
challenges.
ng life
Yung auditions
sa labas.
talaga, it's hard to get in.
Yeah.
And then, yun nga yung insecurities and being judged by other people. But a lot of that is really finding security in yourself, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, it is easier said
So
than
it's
done.
something you need to consistently work on.
Up to this, yeah. So, ayan. Meron ako sasabihin, sabihin ko, nakalimutan ko eh.
It's so easy then to compare yourself
Oh,
to other people's progress. You know? That's why insecurities. It's like, they keep getting the job, I keep not getting it, blah, 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 blah. But you cannot take that personally, is the thing. You know, it has, because the casting directors, you need to see it from their perspective too. That there are so many things that they're thinking of. You know? there are a lot of elements that contribute to casting, and even these Hollywood actors have gone through so much rejection, like so many. The rejections are definitely more than the yeses, and that's something that you need to be okay with and be able to accept, to be able to not have burnout, and to maintain your love for the craft and keep going for it.
Yeah. I had my fair shares for that. Like,
Yeah.
Dati pinapersonal tayo.
is it me? Is it because of how I look? Is it because I'm so fat? But yeah, after that, like I'm so
If
done
they,
with it.
if they don't cast you because of that, that's their problem, not yours. If it's because
Yeah.
of like looks and whatnot, that's their lack of imagination. Yes, that is also an issue.
Yeah, it is an issue.
Like you being
Yeah.
too concerned with looks. But nowadays, especially in the West, there's a move towards more progressive casting choices. So that's why I think with Filipinos, it's for some Filipino actors, they've said that it was easier for them to get a job outside than here. Kasi mas less yung weight ng network and what you've done. They just look at your audition mismo.
Which is good, diba?
And I wish that more people here would do the same.
Exactly.
Kasi sayang ang raming talent
Yeah,
na hindi na
sobra.
din-discover.
Totoo
Hindi
yan.
na bibigyan ng opportunity.
Totoo yan. Yeah. So many talents wasted. So many insights from that.
And thank you guys for watching. That was for part 2. I hope you enjoyed. And for more information for safe spaces for actors, you may go visit Sightline's Actor Space. We have incoming schedules for July, and there are also opening slots for Meisner classes, face-to-face classes, and also a scene study for those who have taken level 3. So yes, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.